Welcome back, folks. All right, so we're looking at how to study and join the ICT private mentorship. Now, I'm not taking private students on anymore, but I have had lots of individuals all around the world selling my videos that were from that private mentorship. So I elected to take them and upload them to my YouTube channel to make them public. So that way there's no need for you to buy them from anyone. Okay. So if you're seeking, hunting, looking for my ICT private mentorship videos and lectures, you go to the YouTube channel as you see here. Okay, so this is the Inner Circle Trader YouTube channel. And you go over to playlists. Click on that. All right, and we'll just sort it by last video added. If you scrub down here, if you're brand new, okay, if you're brand new and you're looking for a way to go right into the marketplace and look for something that is straight to the point, doesn't beat around the bush a lot, and it tells you how to find a setup or at least to study something initially, because I'm going to briefly cover what's on this YouTube channel, because this is basically my compendium. Okay, and if you want to trade futures, index futures, commodities, stocks, bonds, forex, okay, you'll learn all of that here. Okay, and if you are a forex trader, this would be a good place for you to start down here, the ICT Forex Market Maker Primer course. Okay, it's a good foundation to the things that I cover throughout this channel when it comes to Forex. And if you are a trader that wants to trade multiple assets, okay, so you want to trade in futures, Forex, commodities. I don't trade and never have traded crypto, but I have lots of students that have done very well using my concepts. You can go into the 2022 mentorship. As you can see here, it tells you how many videos are in each playlist. The 2022 ICT mentorship has 41 videos in it. If you want to go through what used to be my paid membership, where you had to pay monthly payments for a year and then pay one charter membership payment, all those lessons that the sleaze bags on the internet are trying to sell them, I've made lots of people rich by them selling my videos, because individuals don't know that I've placed them right here for free. Okay, if you want to go through that experience, just like if I had an intention to ever open a mentorship again, which I have zero intentions of doing that. The proof of that is I've made it all available for free. I've given it to you, the trading community, as a gift. Okay. Also, it's to kick the teeth in of those individuals that have been selling it, where they don't have the right to do that, and now I'm taking that meal ticket from them. So if you want to go through the private mentorship experience, you would go to this playlist starting right here, 2016 ICT Private Mentorship Core Content Month 1. Okay, that's exactly where every private ICT student starts. It has 8 videos in it. You would click on that playlist and you would play them in the order in the playlist. Okay, and once you complete this month 1, then you would go to ICT Private Mentorship Core Content Month 2, and it has 8 videos in it as well. Then once you're done that one, you go over to ICT Private Mentorship Core Content Month 3. That one has 8 videos in it as well. And then you go to Month 4. This one has 14 videos in it. Then you go to Month 5. It has 18 videos in it. You don't rush, okay? I'm not taking these off the internet. You don't rush, okay? Because I'm not taking them off my YouTube channel. They'll be up here for as long as YouTube's on the internet. All right, so obviously because of the change in the year, this is 2017, because this would have been the equivalent to January 2017. This was December 2016. So I was taking traders in to the private mentorship in the month of September. So that was the start of the year. And this would have been the equivalent of February 2017 or month 6 private mentorship content. And then month 7, once you finish that, and so on. You keep going. Here's month 7, month 8, month 9, month 10, month 11, then month 12 up here. Okay. Then for the folks that would have gone to the degree of making it through the first 12 months, which is just the primer, it's just a language, okay? It is basically the equivalent of an encyclopedia, okay? What individuals see when they come to this channel is they see that there are 500 plus videos right up here. That is intimidating to them, okay? If you're going to study, if you really want to learn what it is that's available to you, you take your time. Okay. No one says you have a deadline on how many videos you have to watch by a specific time. Train at your own pace. Take diligent notes. Okay. It's going to take you a long time to digest what's available in those 12 months. It's a lot. It's basically 3 decades of experience condensed into one calendar year. You will not retain it all watching it one time. You will not figure it out and learn it all by watching it one time. And all of it is not necessary for you to find a model. Okay. But after you go through that, then and only then should you go into the ICT charter content. Now, this is the content that everybody's been wanting to get, and this is why they buy illegal copies, because this is the stuff that the sleaze bags are trying to tell you. You know, we got the goods. ICT doesn't have that on his channel. Well, ICT is dumping it on YouTube. Okay, so if you're buying my content from anyone, you're an idiot. Okay, because it's right here for free. Right here for free. You can get it right from the source, the author, the creator of it all. Okay, now what's the point of having all of that content? Well, if you want to know that you go to where you find out what it's all about. But those lessons are just primary foundations, okay? And the majority of your learning will be using it in your own hands. Now, charter content, that's up here, that's 12 price action models, okay? And I basically gave one of them away in 2022, which is this playlist. Where's it at here? Gotta scroll back down. This one right here. Okay, that one right there it was essentially a charter price action model, but I stripped it down even more and simplified it exactly how all these lessons from month 1 all the way through to 11, and then finally the 12th month right here. In the lectures, I actually taught how to do that 2022 model stripped down. So you're not trying to take everything that's taught in every single video and placing that into your model. See, that's what scares a lot of people away. And also the folks that are trying to sell something on their own, they'll see all this material and say, oh, well, this is too much. This is complication. It's not complication. It's technical science. Okay, you see what I can do. And you just seen one of my students, Kyle. He just announced and made public that he's made over $1.1 million in payouts trading using what you see right here. Kyle and he's made this public, he is and was a paid membership student. So he paid to go through all this content that I have given you for free. Okay? Ask your guru if they've ever made anyone as a student profitable to the degree of over $1 million. That's documented. Okay, I posted a link on the community post of the channel showing that you can go to his Twitter and you can look at every single one of the companies that paid him out, and all the payouts are verifiable. And you've seen him interviewed by other companies as well. So you can't get any more legit than that. So that should be inspirational for you. Now, obviously, that's not the guarantee or promise that you're going to make $1 million. too. This means that the folks that have gone through my paid membership, I have students that started in 2016 that's never been successful, just like anything else. There's a lot of people that join workout curriculums and gyms and martial arts and sporting events and whatnot, and they never really amount to anything. Okay, they either quit or they don't put the amount of work and diligence behind their study, or it just escapes them. Okay, and it's unfortunate because sometimes that's going to be the underlying facts. Trading is not for everyone. Okay, but it wasn't for a lack of trying on my part, and I have students that started in 2016 that are doing extremely well, wildly, wildly profitable, and they don't care for you to know anything about them. I have students that do want you to know all about them. Okay, so it's a matter of personality and who you are and what you want to accomplish. But everything here is for your edification. If you go through and look at playlists like this ends series, to me, I think this is, if I could go back in time, I would have made this series first because it talks about practicality, trying not to get rich, trying not to push too hard, making it about what it requires for you to pay one of your significant bills each month, and then growing in that regard. Each new month, each new quarter, each new year, you're trying to get to the point where you're paying your bills and eventually doubling what you pay in your bills and eventually doubling your salary at your job, and then having enough to live on for 2 years and $100,000 to trade with. Then and only then, I think it's feasible for anyone to want to go out and try to trade for a living. But prior to that, in my opinion, and I get asked a lot, I don't think that is a wise decision for anyone to try to do unless they're in that position. Okay. So it takes a little bit of time, a lot more time than you would probably want it to be. Okay. I never try to sell you pie in the sky dreams. Unfortunately, I don't sugarcoat anything. But I have students with real results. Okay. I have the highest number of documented payout students in all of the prop firm companies out there. I have exceedingly profitable students outside of the public eye. And I have new students coming all the time that are proving and providing evidence that the things that they're learning right here on this channel works in their hands. Okay. So while I don't hide from the fact that there are students that came to me in all manners of mentorship, whether it be on the YouTube channel for free or through a private mentorship, some of them could not make it work for them. And that's unfortunate, but it's still here for them to study. And if they want to go back through it again and really try to buckle down and try to focus on what it is they're trying to do, what is that? You're trying to go through this content to determine what you're trying to specialize in. Specializing in one setup, one format of trading. Okay. 2022 model here is a very simple fair value gap retracement after rate on liquidity, a shift in market structure, and then you're just running for a very easy low resistance liquidity run. Very, very simple, highly visual. It's something that you can literally have set around time. Okay, you can set your clock to the setups, when they're going to form, and once you get your trade, you're done for the day. You don't try to go out there and try to gamble all away or try to make more because there's more time in a trading day. For the folks that say you never see a live account, here I log into a TD Ameritrade account and show you every single trading day results. It's the equivalent of you looking at a broker statement. Okay, so there's 3 months of right there where I took one contract and doubled the account with that, trading futures. And I answered a lot of questions through private mentorship students. They would ask me if you were in a live account and you suffered drawdown, and say you had a really big drawdown, and I drew the account down to 30% drawdown and came back in the same day. And then I would do a series of mock-ups where I would flip the coin to see if I would be a buyer or seller to pantomime the state of a neophyte in their first year's trading. And because if you go back and watch older videos that are real hard, I don't even have them on this channel anymore. Not because they're secret knowledge, but they were just too basic. They're real basic. But when I first stepped out on baby pips, the first lesson I taught was how to look at it with a 10-year plan. 10-year plan. And if you start with $1,000 and you doubled it each year, yes, that means making only $1,000 over the course of a year. Some of you can't even make $1,000 for 2 years, okay, let alone try to make it net profit for a year with $1,000. But if you are able to do that each year after taxes, you can turn that into $1 million in 10 years. Now, if you have a mindset like 10 years as that's your timeline, you're going to submit to 10 years. Not that it's going to require 10 years for every one of you, but if you submit to that plan, because you've already submitted to the plan of working the rest of your life, whether you choose to agree with me or not about this, if you're not going to trade, if you're not going to have a business of your own, if you're not going to win the lottery, or someone's going to come into your life and gift you, a couple $1 million to live life fancy and free, you're going to work the rest of your life. So you've already submitted to that, right? As a means of removing the rush from you trying to get rich overnight. Submit to a 10-year program. That's your timeline. Give yourself 10 years to get there where you can leave your job. Now, some of you, because of age, that might not be feasible for you to think like that. And I don't have an answer for that. Okay. I don't have an answer for everything. But when I first started trading, I had a 20-year time horizon. So I looked out 20 years, giving myself up. Like, well, it's going to take me about that long to quit my job, to quit working. And I learned that number wasn't necessarily what I require or what most people would require. But rushing right away, that was a mistake. Seeing that I could get there sooner and then rushing through it caused me to make mistakes, and it's going to cause you to make mistakes. So this playlist here was me condensing a full year with random flipping a coin to pantomime, because I could look at a chart, and you've seen copious examples of me doing this live in live streams. You've seen me trade. You've seen me trade with a live account. You saw me execute. You saw me call things by 1 minute candle live on Twitter, minute by minute. It's still on Twitter. My Twitter account's not being taken down. I'm not coming back to Twitter. But all those things are evidences that these concepts work. Okay. And if you focus on where you're going to be at the end of the year versus where you are at the end of each trade, and then weighing that out on the basis of, are you going to be wildly successful or able to quit your job? That's what this was intended to provide to private mentorship students that were asking me questions. And I did certain things that they would ask me in a live account. See, I'm not obligated to tell you who asked me as a student which question. I'm under a privacy agreement where my students, unless they make themselves public as a private mentorship student, I can't say that person's a student. So because you're not privy to those questions and you weren't in that community, the questions that were asked of me and the things that I was doing for those individual students helped inspire them. And a few of them ended up becoming profitable after seeing this very playlist of just simply seeing it in a real account. And if you doubled your account, okay, whatever the amount was, okay, I only put like 25,000 in there, and I ran over $50,000 in about 5 weeks, trading with one contract. I show every single day's results. And I show that even with a lot of losing trades, even with randomness by flipping a coin, forcing myself to buy or sell based on the flip of a coin, because that's the only way I can model what a new student would do when they get to the point where they want to trade with real money. I never tell a student, this is the time where you want to start trading with real money. That has to be a personal choice. But you'll get that understanding about when it is proper and, well, appropriate for you to ever consider doing it when you go through the content here and you figure out that you want to be a day trader or you don't want to be a day trader. Maybe you want to be a short-term trader. Maybe you want to be a swing trader. Maybe you want to trade commodities and not index futures or Forex. Or maybe you are a futures trader and you like Forex better. All those questions will arise when you go through the content. And if you submit to a year, you'll have a well-rounded foundation on what it is I teach. Now, the I guess the flavor of the month right now is individuals that have gone through the content and they go out and they cherry pick things from my mentorship content and they make mentorships out of it. And I'm not trying to make fun or kick dirt in their face, but I taught my students to go through this content and determine what they want to focus on. Are they going to use a breaker pattern? Are they going to use a mitigation block? Are they going to use a fair value gap? Are they going to trade institutional order flow entry drills? Are they going to be trading inversion fair value gaps? Are they going to be trading reapers? All these things, these are patterns, these are setups that all you need is one of them. And I don't try to push you into any one particular one. I don't do that because I couldn't learn certain patterns when I first started trading until later on that I understood other things. Then it helped me understand the very things that I was afraid to try to trade because my understanding was limited in the beginning. And I understand that that's going to be the same thing for all of you initially. And some of you are well trained and traded with real money for a number of years, and you've come to this compendium of information, and it's helped you unlock new understanding about yourself and the market. And now you're trading, a new way in addition to what you've been accustomed to. But those opportunities won't make themselves available to you unless you submit to the full process of watching all the videos and taking notes, not just looking at the videos and listening to me. It's a lot of information. Okay. So this is like the ICT Encyclopedia Britannica. Okay. Years ago, there would be individuals that would knock on our doors in our neighborhood and ask us if we wanted to buy a set of encyclopedias. Now, my mom bought them for me when I was younger, and I can tell you I probably used them less than 10 times while I was in school. But I had them as a resource. If I needed to know information, I could go into those things and discover more information about it so I could do my book report, or if I was just bored and I want to know something about it. Here, this is the ICT Encyclopedia. You go into each individual playlist in the upper left-hand corner of every new lecture or lesson. It tells you what the primary focus. Every single month, I'm focusing on a specific level of understanding. Later in the 12 months, I go into specifics like stock trading, bond trading, commodity trading, and index futures trading. Not just primarily Forex. I go into short-term trading. I go into day trading. I teach swing trading. And I teach position trading. And then I teach mega trades where you're looking for these big monstrous price moves that take up months of time to pan out. So all these things will help you have a full, well-rounded understanding about the marketplace and how you can better use the model that you're trading in. Because if you understand all these things, you'll know and you'll learn, because I teach this very specifically, there are specific times of the year where you really want to be dialing back your amount of exposure or frequency of trading. And there's other times of the year where you really want to let yourself go and push your model. But you won't appreciate those lessons unless you go through the entirety of every single ICT private mentorship lecture and lesson in here. And it's a lot of videos, lots of them. Okay. But there's no rush. There's literally no rush. Now, let me tell you a secret. Okay. This is a secret to success. Everyone that's ever made lots of money as a student of mine, they didn't just watch the videos once. They went back into the ones that they were interested in that was pertinent to their style of trading. They didn't need to go back through everything, but they went back into the lectures to help them focus on what it is they're trying to do. If they wanted to be a day trader, they focused on the lessons in that month that was specifically dealing with day trading. Now, I'm not going to give you a study guide that tells you go into this video, go into that video. I might throughout the year do that if I feel inspired to, like watch this video and couple it with that video and kind of like build a model with the core content that's in here in this ICT Private Mentorship Compendium. But don't wait on me to do that. You have tons of study content here. And I promise you this, okay? There is nothing like this library of information anywhere. I don't care where you go. You can go to Prop Firms 101 teaching. You can go to the boys from Goldman Sachs. You can go anywhere. You're not going to learn this information anywhere else. And this beats the socks off of everything else. Clearly, I'm biased because I've created an army of students that are able to use it and able to find their own setups without me pointing to something. I don't make videos for private mentorship students anymore. They graduated. They're in that stage of their career where they have to walk it by themselves. And it's scary. Once you go through this core content and you find your model and you get real comfortable with it, you won't want to have any tethering with me or anyone else because you're going to be wanting to do your own thing. And that's how it should be. But ICT private mentorship, this is it right here. This is it. This is exactly, if I was taking payments for people to be a private student, you would only be allowed to watch month one content right there. The first month, you would get 8 videos to watch. That's it. And then the next month you would pay and you only get these 8 videos. And then you would get month 3 if you made a payment there. That's what it would be like if I did a mentorship. You're all asking me in the comment section, can you please do another mentorship? Why? Why do I want to do that? I don't want the headache. I give it all away for free here. It's for free, folks. It's for free. Don't discount it, okay? I have people all around the world changing their lives using this very content right here. And every new upstart as a mentor, they're all coming here for their sugar. Okay. So, hey, you want to be a mentor? You want to be someone that's going to do a signal service? You want to learn how to trade so you can sit out there and teach other people how to do it? This is where you start. Okay. This is where you start. You can learn it here, go out there and start your career. Who says you can't? I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't. Everybody can recognize my stuff now. So whether you want to give me credit or not, they're all going to know. So the point is where do you want to go with this information? Do you want to be a quiet, private trader that just makes a lot of money and does what they want to do and live their life, anonymity? Sure, that's wonderful. Do you want to be a loudmouth braggart that's trying to get all the attention on social media and wow everybody with your new prowess? Hey, I'd love to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a matter of what you want to do and how you want to do it. But all these lectures and lessons are here for free for you. There are supplementary topics that you can study if you just want to take a break during the core content private mentorship lessons. You can watch things like ICT micro, market structure, and time and price concept series. You can look at the market maker forex series. None of these lessons are stuck on one specific asset class. Unless otherwise specifically stated, this is universal information. So when I'm doing a lecture, if you hear me say, this is primarily a Forex related characteristic, or this is a futures market characteristic, unless I'm saying that specifically, everything I'm teaching is a universal application. So it's not something that you can only find it working in this and not working in somewhere else, like kill zones. There's lots of videos where I'll talk about specifics in relationship to Forex and kill zones or time of day. And then on topics like macros, which is not really taught anywhere else. I've mentioned them in Twitter spaces and I've illustrated them in live executions where I've marked them out in advance. And you just watched me do one last week. They are a real thing. For the female student that I unfortunately don't remember your name, but you asked, is there other macros besides the ones I'm sharing? There are, but unless it's the last hour of trading, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the index futures, all the macros are primarily the first 10 minutes before the top of the hour and 10 minutes after. So I know there's a lot of startups and mentors that trying to draw attention to themselves. The algorithm does not have anything on times like 20 minutes after the hour or 35 minutes after the hour. It's primarily 10 minutes before the hour closes and 10 minutes after the hour closes. Okay, so just be careful who you listen to, because it's becoming something where everyone wants to create a new wheel when you don't even know all the spokes in the one I've created. So anyway, these are all personal playlists for music, and I know you're probably going to see this and say, "Oh, I want to know what that is." It's all old dubstep stuff. Okay, that's all it is. I don't even use YouTube for playlists anymore for the folks that are asking. But and these are old. These are real old playlists here. Sniper series, that's a good one. This one here, the trade plan development series. This was how I went through developing my own trade plan. Okay, so when I taught all these lectures and lessons, I literally went through my journals and the actual progress and the way I came up as Inner Circle Trader. The things I focused on primarily, the things that I used, the things that I studied, where I kept my focus in every order of video or playlist or lecture or teaching. I literally went through what it was for me to come up as Inner Circle Trader. Now, I don't do a lot of the things that my older content that I shared on Baby Pips. I wasn't really doing it then either, but I was creating a social experiment for myself. I wanted to see if I could create another ICT. And today, still, no one is able to do what I'm able to do. Not to say that I don't have profitable students, and it sounds arrogant. It's not what I mean by that, because I know some of you like to take the things I'm saying out of context. But it was for me to see if I could create a Frankenstein monster the same way that I was created, in this same pathway of everything that was shared and how I focused my attention. Did it happen for someone else the same way? And it hasn't. And believe me, they would have came forward. They would have been showing it. They would have been proving it. They would have saying, "Hey, look, this is exactly what I did, and it happened just like it. You said it happened for you, and here's the proof. Here's the evidence of it." So I know some of you are going to hear that and say, "Well, I'm that guy. I just didn't tell ICT about it." You wouldn't be able to contain yourself. Trust me. So anyway, these are the ICT private mentorship videos, and I'm still uploading. I'll resume doing the charter membership content here, and you can thank the charter members, because the majority of them were all in agreement with putting it out there, because there's people out there selling it, and they're still actively trying to sell it right now on Instagram. I am not on Instagram. Okay, I'm not on Instagram. I am not on TikTok. I am not on Facebook. I am not on Discord. I am not on anything else but YouTube. You cannot talk to me. You cannot engage with me. You cannot do anything apart from what I post on YouTube. I have a Twitter account. That link is right here. When you click on that, that's my account. I do not have a check mark. See that? I don't need a check mark. Everybody can recognize who I am. Okay. I broke protocol today because I wanted to share Kyle's mile marker, where he has taken $1.1 million out in payouts in trading. I've never told Kyle what to buy or sell. He's done this all on his own. I'm very, very proud to see him accomplish that. And my question is who's going to be next? Who's going to be next? Who's the next person in this that's going to take themselves to the next level? Because I can promise you, Kyle, when he first started, he didn't have a timeline of when he would hit that number right there. Nobody can know that for certain. No one's going to know when they're going to reach that mile marker where they have taken out over $1 million in the market. And these are all verified. All these payments that were made to him, you can go through every single one of them, and he gives you the payout, and you can verify each one of the payouts. They apparently have a QR code on them. There you go. You can see all of his payouts. He's been interviewed by all the companies out there, and the community at large has a high regard for him. He's Mr. Consistency. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you, Kyle. And he's the newest in the millionaire fold for the ICT community, and I'm very excited to see who the next one is. So hopefully, you guys can see that everything here is available to you. Hi, Paladin. the the lectures are here for you to take. Learn them. Go at your own pace. Don't rush. There is no need for me to get money from you teaching. Okay, I don't need it. I don't want it. It's a headache. And I've given it all to you for free here. Everything is in order. It tells you what month to go to, how many videos are each one of them, all of it. It's all here. Absolutely here for free. But the mistake would be for you to try to go over to the charter content and think that that's going to help you because you think it's a shortcut. It's not. It'll frustrate you. You will watch these videos and hear me talk about something, just like I had students each year say, "Oh, these models don't make money." And to kill that argument, I gave away one of them with the 2022 mentorship here on YouTube. And that's the one that's made the most money in the prop firm industry. That model has made more profitable people than any other mechanism or trading opportunity or apparatus or style. It's very simple. It's straight to the point. And if it's not that, it's the silver bullet. And those are taught on this channel for free. For free. You do not have to pay somebody to learn this content. Now, the flavor also is teaching better than me. What that really means, and let me rephrase it, because what individuals are doing, because they heard me teach this in the lectures and they heard me talk about it at nauseum on Twitter Spaces, where I would just go on a rant and talk about how you simplify all these concepts by going in to take what it is that you're going to use for your model. Your model only needs a stage. What makes you want to take a trade? Okay, and your setup and your pattern. These things are just very simple little mechanisms that create your algorithm. It's the recipe that you're going to get put into operation for you to get the results you're aiming for. But just like anything else, just because you have all the ingredients, just because you're following the recipe, does that cake come out exactly like the box shows? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that. And that's exactly what trading is going to be like for a lot of you. You're going to feel like you're doing everything right. You're learning, you're studying, you're journaling. Everything's feeling like you've done everything, and you're going to have a brick wall. That's when you take a break. You stop. You don't look at my videos. You don't look at anything else on the internet about trading. You take yourself and move away from the marketplace for a week or two, and then come back and resume your study. There's no reason why you can't find success with this. You just got to put the time into it. How much time? It's going to take as much time as it's going to take for you. And I say this all the time. If you were a student of mine in private mentorship, you would have heard me say all these things that I said here when I said them the first time. And for a lot of individuals, it goes in one ear out the other because they want to learn real fast. And once you understand the foundation, then you can sit back and ask yourself, what do I want to trade? Do I want to trade intraday? Do I want to trade setups that allow me to put a trade on and not have to babysit it? So I'm going to be a short-term trader. Do I want to hold onto a trade a little bit longer and get the lion's portion of the monthly price swings? Then I want to be a swing trader. Do I want to get into a move and not worry about it and hold it for a while and trade for a couple weeks to a couple months? Because I'm not trying to worry about all these little intraday fluctuations, and I don't mind a wider stop loss. Then you're a position trader. But see, I don't want to force that on you. That's not the proper pathway for mentorship, transferring information from a mentor to a mentee or a student. You have to determine where you're being guided to, because your own personality is important. You have to bring that personality to what it is you're trying to learn from me. But you also have to put down what you think you should learn and how you should learn it, and at the pace you think you should learn it. That was the biggest impediment that I had as a teacher, where individuals would come to me in ignorance that didn't know anything, or they made a little bit of money in something else, and they come to me and they think this is how they should have to be taught. You're not ready to learn. If you're going to come to me and act like the teacher, then go be the teacher somewhere else, because I'm not going to change the way I do things. Everything I've done is cast in stone now. It's out here, all right here for free. Okay, everything in private mentorship is on this YouTube channel, and the things that are still yet to be delivered will be up here in the ICT charter content. Okay, that's the price action models. That's the stuff that people will lie to you and say that I taught 90-minute cycles, or that I taught you the secret to deciphering my logo. They're all lies. They're marketing to you to try to make you buy these videos that I've already given to you for free. Okay? So I promise you, everything is on this YouTube channel. Okay? If it isn't, it will be over the course of this year. So there's no reason to be spending any money on ICT concepts or content or videos or anything like that. Now, does that mean you shouldn't subscribe to someone that's learned from me and has a signal service? Well, that's up to you. If you go through this content and you discover that you can't do it on your own, and you would like to sit under the tutelage of someone that's going to trade in front of you and call the market beforehand, if they're willing to prove to you that they can do it and they're well balanced in their frequency of trade and they're not going wild, then if that suits you, then I'm not going to say there's something wrong with that, because trading is not going to be possible for everyone. It's available to everyone, but it's not going to be possible for everyone to be profitable consistently or long term. So if you find out that you can't do it, but you still can't let it go, there are students of mine that are coming up. They're coming out this year, and others are planning in the following year. They want to be doing signal services. They want to provide their ability that they've learned by using the same core content and private mentorship lessons. They learned how to trade from these videos, and they're able to do it on their own, and they're going to market themselves, and they'll have another stream of income. And if you can't trade on your own and you look for someone else that wants to be able to do this, and I can't, for privacy's sake, I can't go out there and say, this person is a student of mine, go here. I'm not going to do that. But if they come out and they say, I'm a student of ICT and I learned from him, I was a mentorship student, I'm a charter member, and these are my accolades, and now I'm going to prove to you I know how to do it. If they do that and you're going to ask me, then they've made it public, and then I'll either say yes or no, they are or they are not. So there you go. Okay. So anyway, I think I've done my best in terms of pointing out the flow at which you should study, where you should begin, what you should focus on. But if you're brand new, if you've never really studied my concepts and you just watched a few of my videos and you're wondering, what's this ICT stuff all about? My advice would be go into this playlist right here, the 2022 mentorship, because that's the one that everybody's making money with in the prop firm challenges and prop firm companies. This is the one that everybody's using, okay? But if you go through all of these videos here, they will help you make this model ridiculously profitable. It'll all complement it. But if you want something that hits the ground running and takes you right into the chart, and you're looking for something very specific at a specific time of day, you're not looking at some random time of the day where who's going to be pointing out something to you. I'm not. You have to see it on your own. Well, this right here, this playlist 2022, it cuts right through it. Okay, so there's your very, very beginning point. And if you can't see the value that's taught in that playlist, don't look at anything else and go follow somebody else. I promise you. I promise you, if this playlist right here, 2022, does not convince you that there is an algorithm, that we know exactly what we're looking for in the marketplace at the time of the day we're looking for it, then you need to waste no more time on this channel or listening to me. Okay, it's a very easy, simple litmus test whether there's somebody that's talking to you that has an understanding that can be sharing and transferring that knowledge to you, or I don't know what I'm talking about. And you'll see that is or isn't the case here if you study the 2022 mentorship. Okay, and I think that's going to be it. Hopefully this has scratched the itch. I will make this the video that everybody would see if they come to my channel for the first time. And until I talk to you next time, be safe.